It's crazy. And then the environmentalists say how great they are, how great they are. Problem with wind, it's very expensive. They're very expensive to do. They really litter the landscape, in my opinion. I mean, it's okay putting it in industrial locations and things, but when you see some of these fields, especially when you see like 15 different manufacturers, they're all different shapes, colors, sizes, it's terrible. It's terrible. You go to certain places in California where they have these areas where everybody has their own little niche, and you see all of these different wind farms. You know the places I'm talking about. I won't even mention. Why should I disparage different places? I know them. I have too many friends that have houses there. They're going crazy. But so wind is very tough. Solar, I love the concept of solar. It just doesn't work yet. It's a 30-year payback. And don't forget, then you have to buy new stuff before 15 years. You know, it doesn't last forever. Same thing with wind. You put up the wind, 5 years later, it's rusted, it's rotted. You have to replace it. It's not like it's there forever. But the coal has been there forever. We have an unlimited supply, and we send it to China. We send our coal to China. Do you think China cleans the coal? I don't think so. I don't think so. So I really believe strongly in clean coal. They have great equipment. They have great, and I'm very bullish. If I get in, I'm very bullish on the coal industry, clean coal. Okay? Thank you. Yeah, go ahead. Al behind you.
Okay. Mr. Trump, I'm a new property owner, and I have concerns. What are your
He's a young Donald Trump. See that?
What are your stance on individual property owners' rights?
Very, very strong. Very, very strong. Okay? I mean, I don't want to speak against myself in all fairness. Very strong. You keep owning that property. Go ahead, sir. Nice hat.
Thank you. Donald, after you went here in South Carolina, then in Vegas, then in the SEC, what is your next step strategy to pull in this core old school GOP mentality to get them with the program?
Well, the Republicans have a problem. So I love the question. The Republicans have a problem. We have a structural problem. Number one, you have to win those 6 states. One of the advantages I have a chance of winning New York. You win New York, it's over, because New York is so big. No other Republican has even a chance of winning New York. So I have a chance of winning New York. I'll win Michigan, which is not even in the ball game for one of the Republican people to win. But we also have people that are really bad. Karl Rove is very bad. He's, in my opinion, he's close to incompetent. No, he's good at raising money, and then he spends the money, loses it, does the worst ads I've ever seen. Karl Rove is a bad guy, and he's just a bad guy. George Will is a bad guy. Stephen Hayes is a bad guy. I think Charles Krauthammer is a bad guy. No. Well, no, I know. You can have him, okay? You can have him. No, I think he's a bad guy. I think we have a lot of people that are bad, really bad people. And I think they're petty. I think they're jealous. I think they've got a lot of problems. And we have a lot of people that are very bad for the Republican Party. We need new thinking. We have to have new thinking, or you're not going to have a party much longer. Look, Romney should have won that last election. He lost by a lot, right? Should have lost it. Romney had that election. We had a failed president. We had guys working like Karl Rove, raised millions and millions of dollars, did some of the worst ads I've ever seen, and Romney lost the election. I mean, he should be president, and we should have, be re-electing Romney again. But he ran a horrible campaign, in all fairness. But you had a failed system. You had a failed party. And I'll tell you, if we don't win, it's interesting. I backed Romney, he lost. I backed McCain, he lost. This time I said, I'm doing it myself, okay? Enough of it. So, I just want to thank, this is an amazing group of people. I'd love to play you in golf. I'll take my club champion over here. I'd love to play you in golf. But I'm not going to play much golf because there's a lot of work to be done. Obama talks about the carbon footprint, right? The carbon footprint. He's always talking about the carbon footprint. And then he flies to Hawaii on a 747 with his family for Christmas. He's there forever. I mean, he plays more golf than people on the PGA Tour. But he then flies back, and then he has a news conference on the carbon footprint. I mean, give me a break. So, but if you're president, we have a lot of work to be done. And playing golf is good, but you have to play with people that you have to make deals with. You play with Congress, right? you play with Congress, you play with different people you play with people from other countries, you play with prime ministers. You don't play with your friends. You play with people because golf is amazing. Golf, you develop relationships on a golf course that you practically can't do anywhere else. So it's great. But you got to play with the people that are going to do good for the country. But I wouldn't be playing much. You know, you go to the White House, I want to make new trade deals. I want to make new military deals. I want to buy the best equipment for the military. I want to make sure that we have everything right. There's so much to do that I wouldn't want to fly around and even all these meetings, fundraisers. He gets on a 747. He spends $2 million or $5 million to fly to a location to raise $1 million. Think of it. They spend $5 million, $5 million to go and go someplace, and he'll raise $1 million. Oh, we had a great fundraiser last night, but it cost $5 million. When you turn on the engines of a 747, let me tell you, we're talking big money. And then you have all of the Secret Service, who, by the way, are incredible people. They're all over the room, right? They're all over the room. They're incredible people. But when you have all of the Secret Service and all of the tremendous cost of the plane, the 747, which I guess they ordered a new one, but these are the big old engines. And, you spend all of these millions and millions of dollars, and you close down New York City. I mean, I have to go through it all the time. He's in for a fundraiser. You go in. I say, what's wrong? I don't even ask anymore. I say, the president's in town. The entire city is shut, right? You know what I'm talking about. The city is shut down. How do you spend $4 or $5 million to do a fundraiser to raise $1 million? Okay, but that's the way it is. I think I try and do my fundraiser. I hear you're not allowed to do them maybe in the White House, so we'll do them at a hotel next door. We'll do it at one of my hotels. We'll do it. I don't care. I'm building one right next to the White House. I don't care. I don't even want to use it if it's a conflict of interest. But seriously, instead of getting into a plane, use some room in Washington. Maybe you can use the White House and have it, but use some room, which I don't think you can. But use some room. Who? We could use the old post office, but that would be good. But spend millions and millions of dollars. And this is the thinking of our country. So I just want to tell you that tomorrow, we're going to make America great again. Tomorrow is so important that you get out and vote. We have a movement going on. I want you to read Time Magazine from last week. It was such an incredible story. It was so respectful of what we've done. And not me, us. I'm like a messenger. But if everything works out well, like it did in New Hampshire, the people of New Hampshire were unbelievable. I was going to win by 28, and we ended up with 36. And it was just a landslide. It was an incredible show. Every single category, men, women, we won every category. And if we could do the same, we're going to send a mandate. We're going to send a mandate to the world, in a sense. It's to the world, not just here. It's to the world that we're back, and that we're going to take our country back, and that we're going to have an amazing country again, and it's going to be run by really, really top-of-the-line people, and we're going to run it the way we have to run it, and you're going to be so proud. And I hope that in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, you're going to remember this meeting, and you're going to say, that was a great meeting, and that was the beginning of making America great again. So I want to thank you very much. I hope you can go out and vote tomorrow. I hope. I don't want your money. I want your vote. And I love you all. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good question. Thank you, everybody.